I, this week, made a very quick cobbled together cosplay. Bing, I'll put it up here. It was Raistlin from, well, the Dragon Lance series, but predominantly from the musical version. It's been on my to-do list for a while, it's been on my cosplay list for a while, but I sort of finally one night went, oh, hang on, I've got this hoodie, because I was having a clear out, and I had this hoodie with some names on it and stuff, and I threw it all together, and it was great. But the problem is that I've made it, and now I want to make it better. It's like Mollymauk all over again. I want to do it better. And so I was just putting together like a wish list of things on the internet of like what I would need and what kind of stretchy fabric, and then I just innocently thought to myself, why don't I check what I've already got? That was a mistake, because I already have a lot of it. Ultimate mark of potential sacrilege. I think I'm going to sacrifice an old cosplay that I'm probably not going to wear again and make this coat out of this. So I've got bits of these that I used for Lucien, I've got old bits of curtains, and I've got... Originally I was thinking I will have to use this. Can you see how shiny that looks on camera though? But then I thought, why don't I just go and strip my fucking bed? Fucking this. I can use this. This is gonna sound really friggin' dumb, but one of the reasons that I knew I was gonna like this character, apart from just the visual appearance that I saw like in pictures before I watched the musical like ages ago and then rewatched it again and all that. So I think it was the production from 2016 that I watched first. That production had what I call in my head the blue Raistlin, which is the Raistlin who had the sort of blue tunic and then a bit of blue lining in their coat, whereas later it's been all blacks and lots of reds as well. The red is the type of coat that I'm making today, because I really like the red, because obviously it harkens back to when he was wearing the red robe. It's like he's got a remnant of the red, but anyway, so one of the things that first made me, as soon as I watched that version with what I call the blue, the blue Raistlin, I knew I liked that character a lot, because not only was I really, really just loving everything that he was doing, the tunic he was wearing had sleeves that came over his hands, and he had a little thumb hole. And I can't explain it any better than that. I saw this all-powerful mage who was on the verge of turning evil, and I knew a little bit about the story at the time, so I had a vague idea where the story was going. And it was all D&D and fantasy, and he had the hair and the temptation to go dark and everything, and I knew that stuff was coming, and he had thumb holes. And almost every production has kept them. Every single Raistlin I have seen so far has had the thumb holes. And I love that. And I can't really explain why, so yeah, my one 100% is having those. So, full disclosure, this is an old piece of t-shirt or skirt. Basically, it's something from a charity shop. All of this has come from charity shops over the years. So I have just stuck my arm in, and I've pinned, so I've got some seam allowance, and I'm going to make the bottom part of the sleeve. I am very excited for this bit, because it's all comfy and cozy, and it has the thumb hole. It's going to be very exciting. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to cut a second one for the other arm. Going into the biggest trust the process that I think I've ever done. So here is the boy currently. It's so lost in sewing a garment that you sort of lose track of where you are, and then you have to like take it all out and just hold it up to go, oh right, yeah, I'm on that seam. Like I've just been following this round and then going to the next one and going to the next one. I'm about to do the zip. The zip I know. This is the first thing I've known where I friggin' am. The zip is on the back. So I have added the mesh to the front. So there's mesh here, and there's mesh down this arm. My lifelong hatred of sleeves continues this day. On the positive side, these sleeves are at least supposed to look raggedy and weird, so I've got that on my side. That's my advantage. Alright. This first sleeve is the most difficult. The second one should be slightly easier, because the second one doesn't have, as far as I can see, it doesn't have any mesh. Well, it fits. You join me now, obsessively looking at these photos. Obsessively. Zoomed in, extra zoomed in, brightness all the way up, so that I can draw upon this. So I'm sketching out in chalk first where I want it to be, then I'm going to sort of step back, make sure it's looking alright, and then I'm going to put the paint on. Brown, some old silver, and some old white fabric paint, and I've mixed them together. And I am genuinely quite scared because I'm about to put the first bit on. There's no going back now. We have the first step. Looking good, right? Now I have done the front, and I have done down this sleeve. There isn't actually, in the pictures, there isn't actually anything on the back, which I think was a strategic decision, so that, you know, you're mostly going to see it from the front on the stage anyway, but also so that it doesn't, like, rub off on the inside of the coat and stuff. I feel like that was a very good move. And actually on the inside of the wrist, like on the inner arm, there's nothing there, right? There's no paint, which again could be so that it doesn't rub against everything, particularly the coat and stuff. So I'm probably going to stick with that, but I do still need the paint to arrive, and that's going to get here in a couple of days. So instead, I might start on the coat, but I also thought I would look around and see if I've got anything that I can use to make the staff, because last time the staff was just not it, and I really want to make a good one. I have this curtain rod. Now bear with me, because I am disassembling my entire fucking house. It's the right length, and it's got a galaxy globe on the end. So yeah, I think I'm about to dismantle my curtains.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me.
I have unscrewed the top bit because it was just going to be a black ball, and I would like my staff to glow. So I've attached the glowy thing that I made for my last one, and I'm in the process of cutting out strips of foam to stick over it to make different things, and then I'm going to use lots of hot glue to cover up all the bits and to make it interesting. And if it fails, I shall rip it all off and start again. And this is the progress thus far. I'm just building up layer after layer after layer of hot glue. And then I'm going to do more layers and 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 layers of hot glue. So eventually all this black will be covered. That is the plan. This is where we're at. With my curtain rod. Oh, fucking hell. I found some old spray from when I was spraying Ashton's hammer. This is it so far. I'm kind of liking it. I'm sort of not copying their design, I'm sort of doing my own thing, but look. It glows colours. And I'm going to turn this off because in order to put more batteries in, I am going to have to rip all of this off. So these batteries are better friggin' last. But yeah, this is it thus far. And welcome to being a cosplayer. Making obsessive notes and looking at tiny little details and getting up as many pictures as you possibly can and zooming the fuck in on them. Okay, red lining. Alright, part 1. Okay, that's the innermost sanctum. The insideiest bit. Okay, and then we have the next one, which is more looser, so it's not as big. And that one also has red lining and hem. And then you've got the outsidey bit. So this middle bit connects to itself, and this second bit here, this second bit with the runes on it, that connects to itself as well, and this is where the red lining goes all the way down that side join. So you've got like so much coat. This is, I love a character with a big fucking coat. That's one of the main reasons I really like this character. A few years ago, an image of Raistlin from this musical popped up on my Pinterest because it was one of those like, if you like that, you might like this kind of things. And I was like, huh, cool, who's that? So I looked up and that's how I found the musical and things. And I remembered vaguely hearing about Dragonlance many years ago. And I sort of looked up the story from there. And then he just sat on my wish list for a while. And then I was rewatching the Dragonlance musical very recently. And I just went, fuck it, now I really want to make him. So and that's what happened with that. Alright, so that's the second one. But there's also the third one. Where'd it go? Come on, I've got a better picture than that. Aha! Here we go. This is from my crazy watching of all of their social media. So this is from a show that they did, and they were wearing bits of the costumes. So there's a third bit. Right, so you see this. So the sleeve itself, basically it's a 3-part sleeve, as I drew on the other page. Where'd it go? There it is. So you've got the inside one with the red, and then the flappy one, and then you've got this, and it's not an extra, like, sticky out sleevey bit, but it's attached, you see? So it's attached in 3 places. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Those two, so number 1 and number 2, number 1 with the red and number 2 with the runes, those are part of the actual sleeve. That red bit is just where it joins on and attaches to the lining to make it look cool. But nonetheless, you still have to do that. So that is what I am getting into this. So that is red as well. And that connects down into this as well. So this part of the sleeve is essentially just sort of free attaches. So I take this bit back. Okay. So part 1, part 2, part 3. And then the massive fucking hood. I'm so looking forward to making this fucking hood. Alright, it is time to officially say goodbye to Ezra. I am making the first snip. I'm committing. I've been brave. I've cut it. And what I forgot about Ezra, wonderful, wonderful Ezra, is that I double lined it. I doubled it up, so I now have twice as much of this fabric, so if I fuck up, I've got some leeway, basically. Also, this is looking quite cool. It's drying now. It's getting very cool. I'm less afraid to go near it in case I get paint on myself. Looking cool. I'm liking that sleeve. That sleeve is looking pretty thick. So, yeah, I'm going to add some hot glue to this, I think, and some silver when I got some silver, just to give it some more depth, so it's not just white. And I'm giving myself the out because it's supposed to look quite scraggly, or at least their one does too. Like, hang on. Yeah, there is. Well, this bit is quite pretty, but in general, it's a little, you know, it's a little all over the place, which I like. So, yeah. Alright. Anyway, alright. Back to the coat. We are back, and today I'm making the hood. I have just sewn up the front panel, because on the front it has extra bit to make it thicker around the front, and I've used that to my advantage because I've stuffed foam down the front so that it's not stiff, but it just has a bit more, you know, a bit more weight to it, so that it's not going to hang limply, it's going to hang. I might stuff some more foam down there too, so I'm not sewing this bit up just yet. I'm going to see how it sits when I put it all on as one piece. But yeah, so half of the hood. It's a big hood. I mean, big hood. I love a good big hood, mate. I'm not saying I'm a cosplay on a budget genius, but I'm also not saying that. Spending an ungodly amount of time looking up all of the runes on the hood and going, I can't find the ones in the middle. Where are the ones in the middle on the inside? It's because there aren't any. It's because there fucking are none. There are none. It goes up halfway around each side and it stops. There are no runes on the top half. That is half an hour of my life I'm never getting back. That I also don't regret. Alright, after much painstaking effort and a lot of pausing videos and a lot of watching behind the scenes things on YouTube, I have found the runes for the hood on the inside. So I've just drawn those on, and I'm about to be very brave and draw them on with fabric paint. Because, fabric paint, it can sometimes look great and it can sometimes look absolute trash. And, yep, now we're gonna find out which one it is. Alright, that side is dry, so I have dared to move the fabric around. So I've shifted everything so it's closer to the edge because I've been staring at these pictures and they're right on the very edge, these runes. So I put them right on the edge. And of course, I am being judged while I do this. It's literally just looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know, Race. I don't know anymore. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. And now we are cutting the bed sheet. And I'm hoping that there's enough of it. I think there should be. And if not, we will find out very soon. It fits. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Right, I'm gonna try and get you to see this. Now, obviously, I'm going to cut an extra slit down the back as well. Not all the way, not as high up as these ones, but there is going to be an extra little slit there too. But it's very nice to know that even if I forget to do that, it still looks and works and flows just fine. Now to do all these ridiculous seams and hems, including the red seam, which I've already painstakingly pinned. They're going to be red. And then the rest are going to be normal seams. Let's do it. I've got the bits of lining that are not attached to anything because they go flappy. And I've decided not to hem them because it looked too... I don't know, it just looked wrong. So instead, I am burning the edges because number one, it gives a sort of cool burned wizardy aesthetic. And it looks kind of nice, but it is taking me so long. So long. I've got like... I think 6 more of these to do. It's fine. Hopefully the lighter will not run out of juice, although there is not a lot left. I can use matches, I guess. Okay, here we go. Now working on the outside of the hood. This took a long ass time, and many screenshots of many things. So, right, let's do this. I don't even know what time it is anymore, but I'm nearly done. I'm working on the hood now. Have a look. So, this is the outside of the hood. I'm not doing the other side yet. I'm going to let this dry before I start turning it over. And then I'm going to decide whether I want to add these bits. Because while I like them, sort of flamey bits, while I like them, I don't know if it might be cleaner to leave them off. I'm not sure. I will have a look. Alrighty, we are slowly getting there. I have just pinned the pieces. There's a bit more red than I initially intended, but I don't mind. So we're gonna sew all of these, and then the sleeve caps are done. Huzzah! And then we can move on to the rest. I may have just done a little swooshy walk around the house. It is so nearly done. Oh my fuck. We're waiting for this sort of mess of stuff to dry. Hey puppy. And I've done some edits on this as well. I might do some more just so it looks a bit more detailed. Anyway, while we're doing that, we're also waiting for this to dry, this monstrosity, which will look great once it's finished. I am polishing my boots. So I've polished one boot, so it looks nice. These are the OG boots. I got them from a charity shop or a thrift store, if you're American. And as you can see, I wear them quite a lot, so they are a little battered. So I am just polishing them up. So you see, no need to buy new shoes, just clean your old ones. And for once, I'm doing this outside. You know, where I'm not going to get all the fumes all through the sewing room. Well, that wall's going to be an interesting colour. And now we come to one of our slightly irregularly scheduled having a break moments. Go buddy. You're very good at this, you know. He's getting a bit old and a bit slow, and he's a bit hot today. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah. Jaw. Alright, buddy, you just have a little lie down. Yeah, you've had a long day. Meanwhile, it looks just twiddly enough to be evil and also interesting. Alright. I am now taking a calculated risk. I'm going to spray very carefully with fabric spray around here and see what it looks like, because it sort of looks kind of, I don't want to say messy because that sounds wrong, but it looks kind of like swirly and funky. So I'm not going to necessarily do anything on this bit, I haven't decided yet, but to save me painting it and it looking too much like the runes are just carrying on, I'm going to spray this and see what happens. We will find out. Okay, it's not actually looking too bad. I quite like the vibe. Let's do some more. So I just had like the weirdest, I don't know if it's like a brain fart or what, just like I've been inhaling fumes clearly. So this is done. Boom. And these letters are now drying. I have to attach them to things, otherwise they start rubbing off on each other. Don't. And just for a change of scenery, I went on TikTok for a hot minute. I posted my Peter Pan Facts video of the day, and I was scrolling, and one of the wonderful people I follow posted some more Elizabeth the Musical content. And I love that. Love watching the different versions. So I watched this clip, and I'm singing along because it's one of the songs I do know in German. Not well, but I do know it. And my brain just imploded. Because for the last 2 consecutive days, I've been listening to different versions of this musical. I've been listening to The Last Trial. One English one, which is a live stream, and then a couple of different film versions and some really shoddy bootlegs. But I've been listening to them over and over again just because I want to look at the costume and keep seeing different angles and stuff, and I like it and I'm enjoying it, and I haven't listened to it for a long, long time, so I'm listening to it again, right? But basically my entire world for the last few days has been Russian, and my Russian is still not very good, by the way. But suddenly having an influx of German just genuinely made my brain go... yeah. Oh my god, just... yeah. Non-English musicals, man. Just, they make your brain... and they know how to do it better, alright? I have yet to see a European or just a non-friggin' English or American musical, right? As in a musical that wasn't in English. I have yet to see a production that didn't immediately make me go, wow. Like, the best production of Wicked that I've ever seen clips from is the friggin' German one! That one looks fucking stunning! She is literally flying! They just do it better. Okay? They just do it better. So I'm just editing the hood now. I've sewed the back bit on, because that's fine, and you can't see it because it's so floppy. Like, this is a big-ass hood. I think I made it even bigger than I intended. So I'm just pinning down the front where I want this, because I made this too big, so I'm gonna take a chunk off of this. Put it down there. But, wood. Developed a new way of painting this coat. So I don't want to spray it. But I realised I have this big puddle of spray paint, so what I've been doing is I've used the edge of a piece of foam to get it like that. And then I've just been like putting it on, and it's been going okay. Alrighty, this is today's setup. I have 1 light, 2 light, and I have costumes to put on. And black sails to finish watching later. And I've got my dark area over here, that's where I film most of my TikToks, but you can't do full-length shots in there, so I'm doing my full-length stuff out here, and then I shall be moving to the darkness, into the abyss. There is nothing in this world more satisfying than prancing around in a long coat and feeling it flap. There is nothing. There is nothing more satisfying. Nothing at all. This was a very unexpected Monday Madness. I had done this entire costume before, and it was fine. It was a closet cosplay. All I did was embroider some extra bits on a coat. That was pretty much it, and I fashioned a glowing light on the end of a LARP staff. But no, I love this character and therefore just had to do it properly, so here we are. Raistlin Majere, everybody. Yep. So, if you want to support my crazy endeavours, then please hit me up on Ko-fi or my Patreon. You can commission me to do various things. I am making costumes for people currently if you'd like me to do something like that, given my innate talent with... 2 days ago, you were a curtain rod. 2 days ago, this was a bedsheet. Yeah, so if you'd like to commission me to make you something, hit me up, you can do that. If you'd like to commission me to do a personalised in-character message from various different characters, you can do. I could do Raistlin if you want. Cannot sing in Russian though, I'm working on it. Korna, karamondeti, I think. So hit up the commissions page on my Ko-fi where you can get personalised in-character messages from various people, and yes, if you ask for Raistlin, I will do Raistlin. You can also support me as and when. You can find my merch shop with various different things. I'll put them around the screen because I haven't got any tan right now. And you can also join my Patreon if you would like to, where you get dog photos and behind the scenes photos and various things like that. My Patreons will be seeing the full picture of this before anybody else knows what it is that I am doing. I wish that I knew what I was doing sometimes. I was making props for my Never Never movie, and then suddenly I was defacing the curtain rods. Well, such is the life of Mucker's Noise, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you next week for another episode of Monday Madness. Please support me if you can and would like to on my Ko-fi or my Patreon. Thank you for watching, my wonderful jelly spoons, and until next time, do svidaniya. I hope to God that's Russian for goodbye.